Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter. A text message arrives. It says a woman in the final weeks of pregnancy is leaving and not coming back. But when her family goes to her apartment, nothing looks like someone planning to leave. The things she would need are still there. The life she was preparing for is waiting there, but she is not. And as hours turn into days, the questions only grow. If she left, why does it look like she was coming back? This is the story of Ashanti Allen. Ashanti Allen was 23 years old. She lived in Houston, Texas. In the spring of 2026, she was preparing for one of the biggest moments of her life. She was pregnant, approximately 8 months along, and her family was waiting to meet a baby boy named Jaxon. By April, the arrival of her son was no longer something far off in the future. It was close. There were appointments, preparations, plans, the kind of things that come when a family is expecting a child. By all appearances, Ashanti was looking ahead. But in April of 2026, something happened that changed the course of everything. According to reports, Ashanti's mother, Trissa Gaines, last saw her on April 8th, 2026, after taking her to a medical appointment. 2 days later, on April 10th, a text message was sent from Ashanti's phone. The message claimed that she was leaving and not coming back. On its face, the message seemed to provide an answer. But to her family, the message only made them stop and look closer. They did not believe it sounded like Ashanti, and the more they thought about it, the less it fit. The question started immediately, and as the concern grew, Ashanti's family decided to go to her apartment. What they found there would only deepen the mystery. After receiving the message, Ashanti's mother went to her apartment. Inside, she found Ashanti's belongings. Later, to the media, Trissa Gaines said everything was there: the baby clothes, the bag that she packed for the hospital. Everything there. Nothing was gone. So I immediately knew that my child was in danger. But one thing was missing: her white Lincoln MKX SUV. No one had heard from Ashanti, and as the concern continued to grow, Ashanti was reported missing. The search was underway. The search for Ashanti quickly gained attention. Texas EquiSearch joined the effort. A reward was offered. Search teams expanded their efforts. People kept looking. But the first day passed, then another, then another. And still, there was no sign of Ashanti, no word from Ashanti. The days kept passing. For her family, each day that passed meant another day not knowing where she was. Another day waiting for news. Another day hoping they would learn something. Then, 6 days after Ashanti was reported missing, the search took a different turn. On April 16, 2026, authorities located a body at 11,655 Chimney Rock Road in Southwest Houston. The discovery brought the search to an end. The body was identified as Ashanti Allen. For 6 days, those who loved her had been searching for answers. The case was no longer a missing person investigation. It was now a homicide investigation. The search was over, but the investigation was just beginning. Once Ashanti was found, investigators were no longer asking where she was. They were asking what happened to her. As investigators worked to reconstruct Ashanti's final hours, one name continued to appear: 24-year-old Kevin Fox. Houston police identified Fox as a suspect in the case. Police said Fox was the father of Ashanti's unborn child. According to court documents reported by media, investigators reviewed surveillance footage and other evidence as they rebuilt the timeline. Those documents reportedly place Ashanti with Fox during the early morning hours of April 10th. The same reporting said her vehicle later left a parking garage with a driver matching Fox's description. Then, the investigation took another turn. A witness came forward. According to court documents, a witness told investigators they received a FaceTime call from Fox. The witness claimed Fox said he had killed someone. The documents further allege that a body was shown during that call. It is important to note that these details come from court records and reporting about those records. They represent allegations and have not been proven in court. But the claims became part of the evidence investigators were reviewing as they built their case. On April 20th, Houston police announced that Kevin Fox had been arrested. He was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. He was charged with capital murder in connection with the case. He was later extradited to Harris County, Texas. At the time of this recording, the case continues to move through the court system. And while an arrest has been made, the legal process is not over. Like any person charged with a crime, Kevin Fox is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. Following Ashanti's death, reporters and members of the public began looking at an earlier case, one that also involved Ashanti and Kevin Fox. Court records reviewed by multiple news outlets showed that Fox previously pleaded guilty to a reduced assault charge involving Ashanti. Those reports said the original case involved allegations of continuous family violence, but was later reduced to assault of a family member. He received a 280-day sentence and credit for time served. Members of Ashanti's family publicly questioned whether more could have been done before April of 2026. Those questions would continue after the arrest and remain part of the story that followed. Long before a courtroom became part of this story, there was a family preparing to welcome a baby boy named Jaxon. The hospital bag Ashanti had packed never made it to the hospital. And the moment her family had been waiting for never came. Ashanti mattered. Jaxon mattered. Our thoughts are with Ashanti Allen's family. her loved ones, and everyone affected by this case. As we close out this episode, sharing their story helps make sure Ashanti and Jaxon are not forgotten. For more cases and updates, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, if there's a story you believe deserves attention, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.